I'm Father Paul Hartmann, class of 1994. I was ordained with two others, Bob Krager, who has left active ministry, and Dave Meinholz, who passed away a few years ago, very suddenly, very young. And subsequent, the class has been added Father Mark Payne, who was ordained with the Norbertines, but then eventually incarnated here with the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. You know, my 25 years has really been marked, I think, that very sense of how small our class was and how small the seminary was when I was first ordained. When the three of us were planning for ordination, there were only 6 other men in the house at St. Francis. And so it was there was a somberness to the time, a little bit of a weight and almost a depression on that sense of formation, which was a little bit in counter to the experience, at least that I had, really ascribing myself to the era of Pope John Paul and his vigor and vim, especially in his younger years. When I was in discerning, in high school, he had been Pope for about 2 years, and then the whole World Youth Day phenomena began. There was just kind of this contradiction between the local and the universal happening at the time, and I think that's kind of been a reflection when Bob left, when Dave passed away. It was simply myself in ministry. Certainly, I appreciate and have friendship with Mark Payne. But we didn't have the seminary formation to share with one another. But we have a priesthood to share. We have an enthusiasm now for canon law and for what we can offer the church. My time in the church, our time in the church, is really marked by that transition from singular ministry to the multiple hats that we all wear. I really think we have felt that as truly a lifelong reality from the very time I went away to studies, but helped out at parish, and then came back and worked in the tribunal, but also in parishes. And now it's the norm that we have multiple parishes or multiple responsibilities, and we've seen that transition. I think one of the most challenging things to our ministry throughout these 25 years has been, without a doubt, the scandal and the impact it's had on our communities, on our fraternity as priests, on our church. But it's also, especially in my recent time back in parish, really been a sign that as parishioners wrestle with their reaction to the scandal and their reaction to how leadership did or didn't handle the scandal, a depth of their faith shines through, and that's been very important to me in these last couple of years, that this is something terrible and challenging and necessary to have the growing pains or the pains of dealing with it. But we will endure, we will survive, we will come through this a better church, a better set of parishes and communities, if we keep in mind what we have as our mission and ministry, and that's the people of God and the sacraments and the teachings of the church. I think that has always been something that, again, the contradiction, a joy-filled priesthood with a challenging set of ministries, a near-empty seminary with an enthusiasm globally for the church, and then a personal, both bearing the weight of some of the work I had to do in the tribunal about the scandal, but being very satisfied in the ministries that I've been allowed to serve, not only the tribunal, but high school work, and now back in parish work. These 25 years have really been fast, and it's been one where we've built our relationships, though, because our class was small, if only me, but we've built our relationships, our friendships in new ways with a wider sense of parishioners, my family, my friends from my lay friends, and now getting to know the clergy on either side. I don't know what I've heard different descriptions. I'm either the youngest of the old priests or I'm the oldest of the young priests, but I accept that place. We accept that place, Mark and I, and I think we relish in the opportunity to see what the future holds for the church as we move through challenge and difficulty. There may not be a renaissance as we might always hope, but there will be a renewal, and that'll be a blessing for all of us. Thank you.